What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and announce some breaking news as the President of the United States, Joe Biden, has finally said something about Tesla. He finally gave them, some credit for what they are and acknowledged them. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how Elon Musk responded to that. I'm also going to talk about some latest pieces of news affecting Tesla before I end the video by doing some in-depth technical analysis on where I see Tesla going and some important things you need to be looking out for the rest of the week and tomorrow. Now, before I do that, however, before I talk about Tesla's share price or what President Joe Biden just said, I do have to mention some very important things first. First off, I'm not a financial planner. This is all for educational purposes only, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but it benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000 as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want a chance to win that money, guys, and you want up to 5 free stocks, check out the link down below, deposit $100 to get your chance. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So Tesla's currently up about 1.62% for the day, looking pretty good right now. Now, even though it is looking pretty good, I want to talk about something else that's very important first, and that is what President Joe Biden just said, guys. Believe it or not, he actually acknowledged Tesla. He stated Tesla, our nation's largest electric vehicle manufacturer. That is good in my opinion. It's about time he finally said something about them. He has been talking a lot about GM and Ford, and finally he said something about them. So it's very good that he did that, but at the same time it's kind of sad, guys. It's sad because look at this right here. This person stated that there was a petition that over 58,000 people signed, and they were asking President Joe Biden to just say the word Tesla, and he finally did it. So that's a good thing. But the reason it's sad is why did it take this long? Why was there so much of an uproar? Why did there have to be a petition with 58,000 signatures and all these Elon Musk tweets for him to finally just mention the word Tesla? Because he didn't go into too much detail about them. All he did was just say Tesla, our nation's number one electric vehicle manufacturer, which, I mean, it's good that he said it, but it sure took a lot of effort just to get him to do it, in my opinion. Now, Elon Musk responded by saying, thanks, this made a big difference. He was very, very happy that he finally said something. I think there are other tweets out there about this too, because it's all over Twitter right now. People are super excited that he finally said something. And I think Elon Musk responded to this right here. He has this emoji right here. Let me just zoom into it just to show you guys. He was very, very happy about this. So, I mean, to me, guys, it's good he said something, okay? I'm going to give him credit for that. Thank you for at least saying something, but to me, it shouldn't have taken this long, in my opinion. But anyways, I'm going to move on with some other big pieces of news. So Elon Musk also put this on his Twitter. He showed Tesla right here, and he basically has this website from Inside EVs that says the world's top 5 EV automotive groups ranked by sales. And then here's the funny thing: the top 5 groups, and we could see Tesla just made the number one for them. Number 2 would be VW, but number 1 is Tesla. So they're absolutely crushing it, guys. And it's to no one's surprise that they are absolutely crushing it and they're getting bigger every single year. But anyways, I do want to talk about this piece of news though, because look, we're seeing pieces of news come out about how Tesla's cutting the steering component from some cars to deal with the chip shortage. And I know things like this are going on, but what I'm trying to let you guys know is that they are still kind of being hit because of the global chip shortage. So the thing you have to think about is imagine how big Tesla would have been if it wasn't for the chip shortage. No, the thing that makes Tesla different from other companies is that maybe it didn't hurt them as badly because they are kind of, how should I say, they're changing their product line because of it, right? Because they ended up using a different CAS system, they ended up changing their semiconductors, and as a result of that, they're still keeping up with demand pretty well. So I don't see it as something to be too concerned about, but it does make things a little bit tougher for them. Now, going into the future when it comes to the share price, guys, this is where I'm going to do the technical analysis now. We had a very, very interesting day, okay? I do want to talk about something very cool that happened. So I wanted to let you guys know that if I zoom right over here to the 1 day chart, you guys can see the price action was pretty much looking pretty bullish today. We did start off at $894. Then we ran up to 926, closing at $922 a share, up 1.62%. So to me, that's pretty good. We did close at $922 a share. Once again, we did pretty well today, but does this mean we're just gonna explode after that? And there are different things you have to look out for the week. So I'm going to bring up the 1 year chart and then zoom in using the daily candles just to give you guys a better idea, or at least a better understanding of how this is probably going to play out. So right here, guys, I want to talk about this. Let's zoom in right here. And as you guys could see, we're still in this channel kind of. We broke out of this like white line I drew out because that's one way you could draw this channel. But then we have this yellow one, right? This yellow line of resistance. So we haven't broken out of this just yet, but we are showing signs of strength and that we really want to break out. Now, looking at the way this thing is moving, guys, we're hit with pretty strong resistance as we go to this very, very high end. So here's the important thing about it, guys. I'm super bullish for the future of this company, but the problem is right now the market isn't in necessarily the perfect state. So let's look at other technical indicators with a little bit more detail to help us really see this. So the MACD did flip with the 9-day moving average. RSI did kind of start to bounce a little bit up, but it's not looking too great right now. So there are two main things to be looking out for. So we still have the gap, guys. And let me actually zoom in. Let me zoom out a little just to show you guys where that gap is. The gap starts, let me see. Where is it? Oh, the gap actually starts right over here. So around 800 and I would say right here, $847 a share is where the gap starts. It ends at about 867. So we have this gap that may have to get filled, guys. But the problem is a lot of people are saying we're not going to fill it because of the fact that, look, we do have this inverse head and shoulders that's forming. If you look at the 2-hour candle, look at this right here. The inverse head and shoulders is right here. We have a shoulder here. We have the head. We have the other shoulder. So it does look pretty bullish, I guess, in a way. But the problem is, guys, it doesn't necessarily have to explode because we formed it, right? It could really go either way. And it is showing signs that it really wants to run up, but that's dependent on so many factors. What's the number one factor right now? I would say it's this right here. This is the CPI data that's coming out, guys. Right now, we're seeing February 10th is going to be the next time it's reported for the month of January 2022, and it's going to be released at 8:30 a.m. Now, I'm not sure about which time zone they're talking about, whether it's Pacific or Eastern time, but at the end of the day, we know it's going to be February 10th. So that's a very important date, guys. February 10th. So we want the CPI data to be below 7%. If inflation is below 7%, that's going to be a very good sign. The market's most likely going to rally. But if it's at like 7 to 7.2%, it's going to be maybe a little bit concerning. It could cause a little bit of a downward trend after that. But if it is at like, I would say above 7.2%, maybe 7.5%, it's going to be very, very bad, guys. And the market's going to take a big hit. We're most likely going to fill the gap for Tesla. So you got to watch out for that, guys. Now, when it comes to the market now, I want to kind of shift a little bit away from Tesla for a second to help you guys understand the overall price action. Because let me go down to the VIX. One of the things that a lot of people use to kind of like understand what type of position we're in terms of the overall market is the VIX, right? And you guys can see during the 2008 financial mortgage meltdown, we saw the VIX explode, and as a result, the market crashed. Okay, then what happened in 2020? Right here, the VIX explodes, the market crashes. So a lot of people anticipated that, look, in January, the VIX started going up and up and up and up, and people thought the market was about to crash. And what happened was it went back down. So this is a key sign that we're not necessarily at a market crash yet. So that's why I believe, and I could be wrong when I say this, but I believe that for Tesla, with the overall market, there's going to be a moment where small to mid cap stocks start to run up again. We could still have a bit of a rally even if interest rates start rising. Because what's happening in this market is it's such a capricious, crazy market, guys. I know this sounds crazy, but what I'm trying to tell you is that it seems like the market just wants to find a bottom, have another miniature rally for a little bit of time before the real like crash starts or something like that. Or it what I'm trying to say is we're not at the crash yet. So for Tesla, what I would expect is it's very probable that we may have already tried to find our bottom and we could start to run up relatively soon. Or what I think is more probable is CPI data may not be that great. I mean, there are a little bit more bearish catalysts than bullish catalysts for the next upcoming months. So Tesla's probably going to start a downward trend. We might start this channel right here. I drew it out right here with the white line. And we may end up dropping below every single one of these moving averages with respect to like the 9-day one. And we could start dropping a little bit. We're going to probably fill this gap. And if we do end up dropping hard, guys, we have very strong support at the $821 range. So 821 is where our very, very strong support is. I just want to remind you guys, I used a Fibonacci extension to find that. So you guys have to be prepared for that. And I want you guys to be very prepared. There are more and more and more, how should I say, bearish catalysts that are coming out, but it does depend on the CPI numbers. I hope they're not too bad, but based off the way things are, it seems like they're going to be not too great, guys. I'm going to have to be honest with you. So going into the future, I'm very bullish. And what I think is going to happen is we're not going to crash super hard. I think we're going to drop in the future, but we're going to find a bottom, have another big run up before we slowly start this downward trend, maybe for a very, very limited period of time. I'm not saying Tesla's going to crash hard. I'm saying that Tesla could kind of descend a little bit here and there in the future based off what's going on with our economy and the overall market and what the Fed is doing. But the thing is, a lot of people right now are loading up on puts. A lot of people are foreseeing a market crash, and it just seems like it's probably not going to happen when people expect it, right? Everyone's expecting it right now. So how is it really going to happen, right? Because people are already taking action to avoid it. So from the way I see it, guys, I think that the market's going to find a bottom in the future. I think Tesla's going to find its bottom maybe at 821, maybe a little bit lower than that for just the short term. It'll bounce off that for quite a bit of time, trade in the 900s, maybe even rally a little bit higher before having another dip in the future. And that may lead us to the big correction people are talking about. But I'm just trying to put it out there that I don't think we're there yet, guys. I don't necessarily think we're there yet. I think we're going to find a bottom. We're going to rebound for some time before the real correction starts in the future. So that's what I have for this one. For tomorrow in particular, it could really go either way, but we're still kind of following this channel. So the highest we can really go to is the 930 something dollar range, maybe a little bit higher than that, 940, before dropping a little bit, maybe closing in the, I would say, the 925 to $930 range. But it does depend on what's going to come out as well from the news, from the Fed, and other things like that. And remember, guys, in 2 days, we have the CPI data coming out, so that could definitely affect the market and Tesla as a whole. But anyways, guys, I thank each and every one of you for listening. Please have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.